What's going on YouTube? Gary here, gzduel, here to bring you guys a deck profile of my Chainburn deck. I recently started playing Chainburn because one of my subscribers suggested that I should try it out, and I'm here to bring you guys the deck profile. We have 2 Volcanic Queens in the main deck. We have 1 Marshmallow, 3 Karkar-D, 1 Morphing Jar, and 3 Swift Scarecrow. We have 1 Day of Peace, 2 Pot of Duality, 2 Chain Strike. For the traps, we have 2 Waboku, 3 Just Desserts, 3 Secret Barrel, 2 Ojama Trio, 3 Legacy of Yatagarasu, 1 Ceasefire, 3 Reckless Greed, 3 Magical Cylinder, 2 Dimension Wall, and 3 Jar of Greed. In the side deck, we have 2 Lava Golem, and 3 Trap Eater, 3 Watt Cobra, 2 Maxi, 3 Space Typhoon, and 2 Messenger of Peace. In the extra deck, even though most burn players don't play an extra deck, or they put in a whole bunch of random cards, I actually want to build a legitimate extra deck because it's accessible to Trap Eater. If you play Trap Eater, side them in with Watt Cobra, then you can get access to things like Cowboy, do more burn damage. So for the extra deck, we have Gemini Pearl, Utopia Ray, Utopia, Papal Operative, 2 Black Ship of Corn, because of course it burns your opponent for 1000 damage, 1 Diamond Dire Wolf, 2 Photon Paladynamo, I think it's the new name. The reason why I play that is because I side in Watt Cobra, and if you use Watt Cobras on top of Watt Cobra, basically you're allowed to detach these 2 materials, make one of your opponent's monsters attack to 0, and then you can attack basically directly for 2000 attack because Photon Paladynamo has 2000 attack points. 1 Steel Swarm Roach, 2 Mace Stroke in order to defend yourself sometimes, 1 Abyss Dweller, and then 2 Gaga Cowboy. It's really fun when you have something like Watt Cobra and then you have Trap Eater. You eat one of your opponent's traps, you special summon you special summon the Trap Eater, you normal summon Watt Cobra, you attack directly with Watt Cobra, and then you search another Watt Cobra from the deck, and then main phase 2 you overlay them and you burn your opponent for basically another 800 damage, and you've done your opponent damage of 1800, and then next turn you'll have Watt Cobra in your hand and you can still continue the play. That's one way to play the side deck. I just want to talk about the main deck for a bit. The reason why I run 2 Volcanic Queen, you need Volcanic Queen in burn decks because burn decks have terrible matchups against certain decks like Samurais, or maybe some Monarch deck that use Jinzo. I've seen some new Monarch builds, they play some Jinzo, and it's kind of cool. So yeah, you use Volcanic Queen in order to get rid of a problem Shien, a problem Naturia Barkion, say a problem Blackwing Dragon if they side that against you. So you definitely need that for monster removal. Now, why don't I play Lava Golem instead of Volcanic Queen? Because Lava Golem gets rid of 2 monsters on the opponent's side of the field instead of 1. But precisely because the summoning condition that it requires 2 monsters, it's a bit more situational than Volcanic Queen. So say your opponent has 1 Naturia Barkion, then he's not going to summon any more monsters. He's just going to try to attack you until you run out of Swift Scarecrows, until you basically run out of protection. Then he's going to attack your life points directly because you can't use these trap cards. Then you use Volcanic Queen because he's just going to commit to the field with only 1 monster. Then you can get rid of it instantly. Whereas if they only have 1 Naturia Barkion, you have Lava Golem in your hand, you can't really do much. Also want to talk about why I only play 1 Marshmallow. The reason why is I play 3 Karkar-D really speeds up the deck. First turn you set 4 cards and then you use Karkar-D, you draw into 2 more cards. It's basically a +1, and with all those resources that you can get from, say, Reckless Greed, from Jar of Greed, from things like that, from Legacy of Yatagarasu, the deck moves really, really fast, and you can get into these power cards like Just Dessert, Secret Barrel, and Ojama Trio, of course, Chain Strike, and these protection like Magical Cylinder. You can get into them way faster, so you can basically finish the game off in 2 to 3 turns. You don't need Marshmallow for the long-term plan. Now, if somehow the plan doesn't go as well, of course you need Marshmallow, so that's why I put 1. You'll always be able to draw into it with these draw engines. Then it really helps late game, but in the beginning, if you draw 2 Marshmallows, I don't know what you can do with them. So okay, anything else I want to talk about in the main deck? Nope. In the side deck, I want to talk about why I run Trap Eater. Trap Eater's effect, if you guys don't know, is this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by sending one face-up trap card your opponent controls to the graveyard. So when your opponent side in Royal Decrees against you, then that's when you side in Trap Eater. So game 1, hopefully you'll win. Game 2, you don't side in Trap Eater. You don't side in the side deck at all. You might want to side in Maxi, just to help with your draw. And then when your opponent sides in Decree, that's when you side in things like Trap Eater. That's when you side in things like Space Typhoon and Watt Cobra and Messenger of Peace. It's like a new way to play the burn deck. It slows down the deck. It makes it so that your deck doesn't depend on these trap cards as much, that you depend on these monsters to attack. So that's why I play Trap Eater. Trap Eater deals with Decree no problem, and you get a free monster out of it that you can overlay with Watt Cobra in order to access the extra deck. Let's see, 3 MSTs for those Decrees, and these 2 Messenger of Peace work in conjunction with Watt Cobra and these Maxis. Sometimes your opponent tries to overextend when they try to OTK you. They see that you don't have monsters on the field, so they want to do as much damage as possible. Then you activate Maxi, you side these Maxis against them, you activate Maxi, and then you draw into something like Swift Scarecrow. You end the battle phase, and then next turn you set things like Secret Barrel because they've spanned the field. You set things like Just Desserts because they have a lot of monsters, and then you just win from there. So it's a pretty straightforward deck. It's very simple to play. If you guys have any questions, any problems with this deck, feel free to drop a comment. If you want to personal message me, that's fine too. Add me on Facebook. And this is Gary, gzduel, signing out.